talking about communities and sustainable development. In what community should a textile museum be located? And what will be its sustainable development? Now let's welcome the president of the International Textile Manufacturers Federation and the China National Textile and Apparel Council, Mr. Ruizhe, for his speech.
Dear guests and friends, ladies and gentlemen, greetings to you all. It's my pleasure to join you online at this special moment on the International Museum Day 2022 and discuss together the power of museums. I would like, on behalf of Chinese textile and apparel colleagues, to extend sincere congratulations on the holding of this forum. We are delighted to find that museums are opening a new cultural space. By 2020, there are 5,788 registered museums in China, with its highlighted public service featuring exhibitions and collections. Museums are becoming a significant symbol of human society, reconstructing cultural images and an important carrier for Chinese people to recall history and enrich spiritual life. We are glad to see that specialized museums are creating a new industrial space. Today, over 100 textile museums in China, covering silk, weaving, embroidery, clothing, silk rugs, are one of the key signs to reflect industrial history, serve industrial transformation, and enhance cultural confidence. Specialized textile museums have demonstrated that cultural connotation of fashion industry and set the historical coordinate for the industry. The cultural, innovative, and market characteristics of fashion industry, on the other hand, have given specialized museums a new lease of life in the new era by offering possibilities of bringing collections into people's life. Chinese President Xi Jinping proposed on September 21st, 2021, a global development initiative in his statement at the general debate of the 17th session of the United Nations General Assembly. He called for speed up the implementation of the UN 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development and building a global community of development with a shared future. Responding to this initiative, China's textile and apparel industry will hold fast to its new positioning as a pillar industry for national economy and social development, a basic industry for people's livelihood and a beautiful life, and an industry with advantages in international cooperation and integrated development, and stay committed to being an innovation contributor for sustainability and a value deliverer for green production and lifestyle. The innovative practice of China's textile and apparel industry for sustainable development is mainly conducted in three aspects. Firstly, we are building a low-carbon and eco-friendly industrial system, focusing on green materials and production. Secondly, we are building an industrial system more responsible for society, environment, and markets. Thirdly, we are building a recyclable industrial system based on green consumption and the reuse of waste and old textiles. I would like to take this opportunity to share my ideas on how museums and the textile and apparel industry work together for sustainability. Museums exist for collections of time and space. They reach us human civilization and show the images of states. Museums exist for public service. They are the windows for us to understand history and build cultural confidence. With the development of China's textile and apparel industry, textile museums are becoming a key platform force, driving industrial sustainability. Here I want to take China National Silk Museum as an example. Last year, the museum hosted an exhibition with the theme of wearable nature, the gain and give of fashion. It examined and discussed the relationship between nature and fashion in two parts. What did fashion gain from nature? And what can fashion give to nature? The exhibition was very successful in advocating the value concept of a sustainable fashion industry. Of course, the discovery of China National Silk Museum in the past 3 decades is far more than the exhibition. Through deep interaction with the industry, the museum has opened up an innovative path for its development. It has achieved remarkable progress in preserving textile artifacts, carrying out basic research, introducing education programs, promoting fashion lifestyles, and redefining a new Silk Road in the 21st century. One thing for sure is that the museums to industries are not an island to the past, but a bridge to the future. Not a static destination for collections, but a dynamic starting point for creation, and not a door to sealed history, but a window open to the world civilizations. Textile museums are the history container of textile and apparel culture, and also the innovation incubator connecting the historical resources to the development of a modern industry. Therefore, the power of museums comes not only from seeking roots, but also from discovering new things, not only from being specialized, but also from being close to life, and not only from displaying, but also from communication. In terms of sustainability in a broader sense, museums can work together with the textile and apparel industry in the following 4 areas to realize harmonious symbiosis. Firstly, the two can work together on special studies to facilitate the transformation of cultural resources into industrial resources. Let's bring new life to the sleeping artifacts in museums where they are related to the industry. We need to give full play to the platform role of specialized textile museums in artifacts preservation and basic research, personal training jointly conducted by museums and colleges, and the exploration of ways to promote the transformation of cultural resources into industrial resources. In this respect, we can learn from China National Silk Museum. On one hand, the museum is working hard to build a research system with fibers, dyes, and processes as the core. On the other hand, the museum is innovative to adopt a digital management system for its collections and establish an advanced laboratory for textile archaeological studies and an efficient restoration center for textile costumes. Secondly, the two can work together on cultural and creative products to facilitate the museum branding into consumer life. Let's activate the aesthetic cultural elements in museums when they are related to consumers. The 2019 Museum Culture and Creative Products Market Data Report, the new Cultural Creativity Consumer Trends Report, show that the crossover products account for 72% market share of the overall culture and creative products, with the sales revenue almost 3 times as much as that of self-owned products. Now the IP images have become the trend in museum branding. In future, Museums can cooperate with textile and apparel enterprises to develop more cultural and creative products for consumers, so as to create both social and economic benefits. Thirdly, the two can work together on aesthetics education to facilitate the spread of aesthetic concept through specialized exhibitions. Let's make specialized museums more accessible and engaging for the public. Both the fashion industry and the museums bear the cultural mission of spreading visual arts, displaying the trends of times, and telling stories about lifestyles. Digital technologies can make exhibitions more interesting, accessible, and engaging, helping the public understand the textile and apparel culture and have a deep aesthetic experience. For example, in one exhibition at the Louvre Museum, where Microsoft Kinect technology was applied, the audience could touch the virtual tapestry of ancient Greek. Also, in the exhibition of ancient Chinese culture, costume and adornment at the National Museum of China, an immersive experience space was set up to immerse visitors in Chinese embroidery, and the visitors could virtually wear the ancient costume through a multi-medium interactive dressing mirror. Fourthly, the two can work together on cultural promotion to facilitate the harmony of Chinese costume and contemporary civilization. Let's make the vast Chinese culture displayed in museums go global. The exhibition of China through the Looking Glass in the New York Metropolitan Museum of Art in 2015 broke the record of visitors set by Alexander McQueen in 2011, showing that the traditional Chinese culture and the Oriental aesthetics are attracting global attention. In future, we hope to work together with museums around the world, including various cultural communication platforms such as international fashion weeks, trade shows, and art festivals, to realize high quality and high frequency exchanges between Eastern and Western fashion industries, and promote the win-win development of Chinese costume and contemporary civilization. The development of industries and museums, just like a polygonal mirror, reflects the social, political, economic, technological, and consumption changes over the times, which makes it possible for industries and museums, for the East and the West, to work together and support each other. We are lucky not only because we live in a time when we can create and master technologies, but also because we human beings, different from other species, can gain from the culture and develop the culture. The fashion industry and the museums share the mission to inherit human civilization, preserve the culture, create beauty, and spread love. In the new era, let's work hand in hand toward a shared future and for the common good cause of mankind. Thank you very much. Happy birthday to 30th anniversary of China National Silk Museum.
Thank you, Mr. Shun. This year marks the 30th anniversary of the China National Silk Museum. 3 decades ago, it was with support of the Ministry of the Textile Industry and the China National Silk Corporation, the Silk Museum came into being. Since its birth, it has 2 key words. One is the museum, and the other is silk. Museum is the professional attribute, while the silk is the community it belongs to.